London. In West Papua, Indonesian authorities have banned demonstrations that could lead to what they call anarchist acts. It comes as 4 Australians are being deported from Indonesia after they were accused of taking part in a pro-independence demonstration. The Pacific representative of the United Liberation Movement for West Papua, Ronny, says he's hopeful an independence vote will eventually take place.
This latest source of flare-up sparks off from the outcome of the Pacific Island Forum in Tuvalu, by which the Pacific leaders came out very strongly to call on identifying the root of the causes of the conflict, as well as for the UN High Commissioner for Human Rights to visit the region, especially with the violence and escalation of this human rights situation. It also sparks off the racial slurs that emerged on the pre-independence day in Surabaya, by which Papuan students were called with racial slogans. And that sparks the uprising throughout West Papua. And to date, we are seeing this civil resistance, especially the non-violence resistance that is happening throughout West Papua in the last 2 weeks.
And so who made those racial slurs against the West Papuan students?
Reports have emerged in Indonesia, especially through Indonesian media, that the racial slurs have been used by the Ormas group, or what is called the Indonesian nationalist gangs, and which they accused the Papuan students of pulling down the Indonesian national flag and dumping it in the sewer, by which up until today there is no evidence of who did that, or nor did the state identify the perpetrator. But what really happened on that day, on the 17th of August, was that the anti-terrorism unit, the Detachment 88, which the Australian government trained and funded, break through the gates and the windows and arrested 43 Papuan students on that day. Thankfully, they've been released without charge.
Yeah. Okay, so how important is this planned visit by the United Nations Human Rights Commissioner?
It is critically important, and the time is now for this visit, given that we're seeing in West Papua alone, over the last 9 months, the conflict in Duga since December up until today, there is no solution to this issue, and we're seeing reports that have come out in the World Council of Churches visit early this year, the U.S. Department reports of the escalation in violence, as well as the human rights situation. This visit is very timely and very critically important, so that the assessment of this human rights situation could be assessed impartially, objectively, and also to identify the root causes by which the grievances that the Papuans have been calling over the years, especially with the historical grievances, the political grievances, and the human rights situation. So this is critically important.
Ronny there.